The celebration was supposed to be warm, yet the room carried a strange tension before anyone sat down. My father rose, cleared his throat, and lifted his glass like a judge about to deliver a sentence. Instead of gratitude, he announced he had used my savings to invest in kids with potential. Every fork froze. My siblings exchanged triumphant looks, enjoying my humiliation as if it were part of the entertainment. My mother smiled, satisfied with the decision she clearly supported. My name was reduced to a financial resource, not a member of the family. Their laughter grew louder, while something in me broke quietly. They thought I would swallow it. They didn't realize that moment created a version of me they were not prepared to face. Long before Thanksgiving, I had been the quiet engine behind the family's comfort. I funded school supplies, paid medical bills, and covered emergencies without hesitation, believing loyalty was the foundation of family. I lived with discipline, skipped vacations, and worked demanding shifts to build my future. Meanwhile, my siblings enjoyed every luxury available, proudly displaying gadgets and trips financed by money I assumed was safe. Each time I questioned expenses, I was reassured everything would be returned once things stabilized. I trusted those promises because I wanted to belong. When the truth emerged at dinner, I understood those years were not seen as sacrifice. They were treated as obligation. My generosity had been measured as weakness, and my silence as consent. Curiosity turned into horror when I entered my father's office later that night. On his desk lay printed statements showing transfers from my accounts to institutions I had never heard of. Tuition fees, travel funds, and loans carried my name, yet benefited my siblings exclusively. None of those documents had my signature. They had crafted a financial narrative where I was the donor, never the beneficiary. My parents justified the theft by labeling it family optimization, a calculated plan to support the offspring they believed had more potential. I wasn't excluded accidentally. I had been deliberately removed from my own opportunities. They never paused to consider my ambitions. My life was reduced to a financing tool for dreams that weren't mine. The confrontation wasn't dramatic. I didn't yell. I asked for explanations. My father responded with indifference, claiming I misunderstood the purpose of money. My mother argued that children who bring more return deserved greater support. My siblings didn't hide their amusement, insisting I should be proud to assist the family. My emotions were dismissed as overreactions, as though betrayal was a trivial misunderstanding. They behaved like I had no right to question their decisions. Nobody acknowledged the breach of trust. Their silence carved deeper wounds than their words. That night, I stopped expecting fairness. I realized apologies never arrive where entitlement lives. They wanted a provider, not a son, and I finally understood the only loyalty they respected was financial. Time revealed a different humiliation. At a business conference, someone congratulated me for a scholarship my brother supposedly earned. The project mentioned was mine. My parents had repurposed my achievements to elevate my siblings' reputations. Photos of events I attended were circulating with their names beneath them. My mother told acquaintances she had always known her gifted children would succeed, effortlessly rewriting history. My contributions didn't vanish, they were reassigned. While I worked tirelessly, they enjoyed recognition for accomplishments they never pursued. Their pride was built with my sweat, yet they boasted as though I never existed. Realizing they had stolen not just my finances, but my identity transformed my disappointment into a quiet, strategic determination that would soon reshape everything. The shift began silently. I closed joint accounts, canceled automatic transfers, and secured every asset with new credentials. The ripple effect was immediate. Credit cards bounced. Subscription services failed. Travel reservations vanished. My family assumed it was a technical glitch until their expenses multiplied faster than excuses. Calls flooded my phone, each more desperate than the last, but none contained remorse. They didn't ask how I was or acknowledge the betrayal. They demanded restoration. Their panic exposed a truth they couldn't deny. Their confidence had been funded by my labor. I wasn't an afterthought. I was the infrastructure. Without my contributions, their lifestyle collapsed. Their entitlement began to suffocate them, and for the first time, I breathed freely. Weeks later, an envelope arrived with my father's handwriting. Inside was a request to meet at the house they once flaunted as proof of superior parenting. When I walked in, the atmosphere had shifted. The carpets looked worn, and urgency replaced arrogance. My father spoke of failing payments, frozen accounts, and an impending foreclosure. My mother avoided eye contact, finally aware of the consequences. They didn't invite me as a son. They summoned me as a solution. They expected obedience the way things had always been. Instead of anger, I brought documents, proof of ownership, financial statements, and every signature they forged. I wasn't there to argue. I was there to reclaim what was taken without my consent. They gathered in the living room, confident I would rescue them once again. I didn't raise my voice. I presented facts. I informed them that I had acquired the mortgage and now controlled the fate of the house. Their expressions shifted from confusion to disbelief. My father tried negotiating, but negotiation requires leverage, and they had none. My siblings remained silent, finally understanding that entitlement has an expiration date. I didn't punish them. I allowed reality to speak. Every decision they made created this outcome. They spent my savings believing they were choosing winners. They never imagined the investment they ignored would become the person they feared. I didn't win out of revenge. I simply stopped losing.